Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I forgot to delete that Standing on Two Circles Boyd Rice book review off of my camera before I started videotaping. And this camera can only videotape 20 minutes of video before it does that, cuts you off. So yes, this has ended up becoming a two-parter because I forgot to do that. Oh well, on to what I was about to do. Say, whatever. Philosophy as play in this book postulates that Stirner might not be a ridiculously serious philosopher, and that you sort of have that sense of humor and unserious attitude about him. And that the ego in his own may have been meant really more as a play, or not something to be taken absolutely literally. But you sort of have to take it with an unserious sort of note, so to speak. So it's kind of like play. Oh yeah, and by the way, I don't recommend reading the John Carroll version of Max Stirner, The Ego in His Own, mainly because this version is like way shorter than the... See, the actual The Ego in His Own is like 400 pages, like almost 500 pages. This one is about 250 pages, so it's like really short version. Oh yeah, and throughout this book, the editor of this book tries to convince the reader that Max Stirner is really a Nazi, fascist, Nazi skinhead. His arguments are really bad. Basically, he argues that just because Mussolini mentioned that he likes Stirner, therefore Stirner's a fascist, Nazi. Even though in that Mussolini mentions a bunch of other people in the sentence that he says likes Max Stirner. And that there's the time when he says, Max Stirner says stuff about how about property, about how you have to, for property to exist, you have to get and use your power to take property. He's like, oh, see, that's like Nazis, because Nazis took property. Okay, it's a very bad argument that Stirner was a fascist. It just plain is not true. If you read him, he's not a Nazi. Oh yeah, but he did make a, I don't know if it was him or Patterson, but one of them made a good critique of Stirner that was very true. Or maybe it was just the fact that I read the short version. But it seems like Stirner, he made the mistake over and over and again of coming out with a very profound idea and then moving on before really developing the idea. Like, he'll say something really cool and then he won't go into it. Like, he spends about a page or so talking about how criminality or committing crimes against unjust laws is extreme algorithm is a good way of asserting your individuality over the oppression of the state. But then he doesn't develop this, and he says how on that one page he talks about how criminality is like a, I don't mean like rape and murder, I mean like there's rules against selling pot to sell pot because you'll make money, and it's a way of asserting your individuality against the man. But he doesn't develop this any further other than just saying that. Where he could have gone on further and said some cool stuff. Yeah. So I think the Ego in His Own may have been even cooler if it was even longer than 500 pages. Yeah. This is really cool. Oh yeah, also at the beginning, he starts, Stirner says something that sounds like Nietzsche about how his story started out from from one area and went up and sort of evolved. It kind of sounded like Nietzsche's child, man, adult type thing. But I read that several months ago, so I don't remember it very well. So I wish I could help you out more. I think, trying to remember from far back, I think it was something like in ancient times, ancient people had their own ego, which when I say ego, that pretty much means self. They had their selves, but they had an alien world that they couldn't relate to themselves, so it was kind of scary. So they evolved and created religion, which given how it was beforehand, may have been a step up. It gave them like a perfect world from which to relate themselves to above this world. And now what it is the new atheists now replacing this heaven with new heavens. And it's sort of evolving, but Stirner says that it has to evolve to a point where there isn't anything that replaces heaven. He talks about how the Jews replace the pagan gods with Yahweh, Catholics replace that god with the Catholic god, Protestants replace that with their god, and then the Feuerbach and the communists and them replaced it with the state and community and whatnot. And Stirner says that it should be replaced by nobody. So that's sort of the process from the ancient world in Asia to the modern world in Europe to Stirner's time in the 19th century. Yes, I do crazy talks like that where I talk funny. It's supposed to make it more interesting, but I don't know. But yes, Stirner also is an anarchist, but I think I already mentioned that. There's probably a lot more I could say. I really wish Brain Police was active still so that he could make another response video saying how I got it all wrong and that I should reread Stirner again. That'd be pretty funny. Well, while doing this video, I have thought of more things to add to my journal, and I think this may be my last Stirner video for now. Alright, I will upload this. Because of my small memory, it'll take a while before I can get to this because I have to upload these two videos first before I can do this. And I want to do, mainly I'm getting through these videos really fast. I don't like to do a lot of videos at once because that's a good way for them not to get seen. The problem is that these 3 books are library books that were due last Monday, so I have to be done with them soon. So yeah, if I'm doing that, I probably won't do any videos for like a month to make up for how many videos I've done in such a short time span. So yes, if you have any questions about Stirner, just ask. I'll probably also write about this in my blog, and I will put the blog in the description bar after. I'll probably just put the blog in while this video is downloading, and you can expect the article either later today or tomorrow or next week or something like that.